What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with the mid-season finale for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4, episode number 5, you guys. And this episode was titled Ego Death, you guys. Now, before we get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys are not subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Power Book 2 Ghost, shall we? All right, you guys, so mid-season finale, lackluster, anticlimactic. I just was so confused watching that episode. I was like, this is an interesting way to end the mid-season finale. I mean, it wasn't really much to it. I mean, we got some surprises, but yeah, nah, bruh, we Gucci. But we'll start this episode up and we will talk about, so what I'm gonna do in this week's episode, and I don't know how long this video is gonna last because the episode, it just gave me nothing. So again, I don't know how long this is gonna last, but we'll talk about Creepy Don. We'll include Davis in this as well, right? Creepy Don and Davis. Then we'll talk about Noma, the Tejadas, and Tariq. And that's not in sequential order of what I'm gonna do, but that's just how we're gonna split it up this week. So this episode with Davis, we see as Davis is at his office, right? And you got people leaving left and right out of Davis' office because once again, he can't practice law. These people ain't getting their money, so people got bills to pay, and you ain't bringing in no money. You ain't giving me my paycheck, so me and my talents, we're gonna have to go elsewhere, right? And so then we see Tariq and Braden, and they came into the office, and they came in with Davis's cut of, all the profit that they've made from the underground concerts, right? And then we move over to Creepy Don, right? So he's with his task force, and they're talking about the fact that Monet has, essentially been flying under the radar for so long. And, they think that Monet is the one who's calling all the shots. So we see Brother Tate is there as well. And Brother Tate's like, well, don't forget about Tariq St. Patrick. And they were like, no, we ain't forgetting about Tariq. So then Creepy Don asked him, he was, Brother Tate, like, so when you met up with Tariq, like, what did you get from it? So Brother Tate is telling Creepy Don that when he met with Tariq, Tariq didn't seem like he was, scared or worried about the fact that he knew stuff about Monet. But when Monet texted him, that's when Tariq seemed like he was more worried about what Monet knew, which, I mean, that is 100% true, but y'all absolutely have nothing. So it is what it is, right? And so after that, they realize, okay, maybe we are getting somewhere with this whole, trying to pit Tariq and Monet against each other, right? So what they want to do is, because they think Monet is the one that's calling the shots, what they want to do is they're going to work on putting the pressure on either Monet or Tariq. And I was like, okay, I mean, I guess, right? So then after that, we see Creepy Don at his crib. And when he was at his crib, I was hella confused, you guys, because the man was sitting there talking, and he said Denise, and I'm like, is Denise in the room with him, or is this man out of his rabid mind? And I think it's the latter of the two. That Creepy Don is has lost his mind, had lost his way with, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know. Because then, you see him, he walks out of the house talking about, I'll be back home by such and such time. Then he took it, he kissed his hand and he, put it on one of Denise's pictures. I was like, have you gotten into whatever drugs the people are selling? Cause you ain't you ain't wrapped too tight, Creepy Don. Creepy Don just ain't wrapped too tight, but that's what I got from it. I want you guys to definitely tell me what you guys think in the comments below, you guys, and we'll pause here and we're gonna move forward. So next up, you guys, let's talk about Noma and her annoying ass daughter Anya. So we see as Anya got home from the party the night before, right? And Noma's there asking her, like, you ditched your security. And she said, Mom, cut the dramatics because whoever was after Daddy, they're probably still in Italy, right? And so while she's going through her bag, out her purse, out drops the bag of Coke, right? And she was like, where in the hell did you get this from? And she was like, Mom, you sent me to a private school. Like, you didn't think that I would ever be around Coke. I was like, well, they do say that those rich white kids, that's they drug of choice, right? So you can't be too surprised. So she asked her, where the did you get it, right? And, she was like, I got it from an underground party at Stansfield. I was like, oh shit, here we go. I called this last week. I said it. I knew that was gonna happen with Anya being at that party. I knew that was gonna clue Noma into what Tariq and Brayden were doing. And I knew that it wasn't a good idea for Tariq to introduce himself to Anya. But okay, whatever. So then we see Noma talking to Effie, right? And so she's saying, why did you sell my daughter drugs? And Effie was like, girl, I ain't sold her nothing. She was like, but this was sold on Stansfield and at a underground party. And so she was like, that's not me. That's not my product. She said, oh, okay. So Noma says she'll handle this personally. So then we see later with Noma that she was talking to Wiley. Is he a congressman? You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And he told her, they're talking, right? So Wiley is not 100% sold on doing business with Noma, more specifically because of her immigration status, because she's still technically illegal. Is she an illegal immigrant or is she on a green card? Well, she obviously ain't on a green card because, so how the hell is she in this, how is she in this country? Because it ain't a work, unless you're on a work visa. I don't know. I don't understand that, but whatever, right? So while Noma and Wiley are sitting and talking, right, and I'll make all this make sense once we get to it a little later in the episode, right? But while they're talking, a waitress comes up to them and she's like, you know what, ma'am, the host has put you in the wrong seat because we have a regular who booked this seat and they're very adamant about sitting here, but there is a seat over here in the corner with a great view of the city. And so Noma was like, well, if it's such a great view, why don't they sit there? So while Noma and Wiley are sitting there talking, up walks Zion. And so Zion is, making small talk with Noma. And, he's talking in a way that Wiley doesn't know what he's talking about. Basically, he's letting her know, like, you are encroaching on my territory and you're biting off more than you can chew, little girl, right? And so eventually Noma and Wiley, they got up and walked away. And I was like, ooh, Noma looked a little shook. So after that, we see Noma. So Noma texts Kane and she's asking him, like, who is Zion? And he's like, Zion is just some, low. He made it seem like he was a little low level dealer, right? So she was like, who have you been talking to about me? Because she's been very, instrumental about people not knowing what she's doing and who she is, right? So then Davis came in and she asked Davis, like, do you know who Zion is? He was like, yeah, he's a client. And then Kane was like, well, there the fuck it go right there. And he's like, chill out there, motherfucker. Like, nah, hold on. So she's telling him and Kane how with at the restaurant, Zion basically made her look foolish in front of Wiley. So now she's just worried about how this is going to affect her business going forward, right? And so Dave was like, you know what? I'll have a conversation with Wiley. And Kane was like, I'm from the street. My family's name, it holds some weight in the street. So let me talk to him. And Noma was like, okay. And I was like, wow, Noma, the dick must be really good because really? This what you doing? This what you doing? I was like, okay, Noma, if that makes sense to you, it don't make sense to me. But okay. I mean, I guess no. Nah, it really don't make sense. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. So then we do see as Kane and Noma went over to Zion's spot, and so there's no weapons. It's just like a neutral territory where they all just come, and there's nothing that'll happen there. Like no kind of pop pop pow pop 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 pow. None of that stuff, right? And I was like, okay. Noma is kind of like, where did you bring me to, right? So we see as Kane and Zion have a conversation with each other. So Zion knows Kane, he knows Lorenzo, he knows the things that happened at Lorenzo's funeral. Then he made the mistake in calling Noma his bitch. I was like, oh, okay. And Kane ain't gonna let that stand. I was like, wow, Kane, you, as much I think she's stigmatizing, you pussy whipped because you just recently started having sex with this woman and now you doing all of this. So Kane got to the point where like he ready to like box it out with Zion, and I was like, again, behind Noma. Okay, I saw Stranger Things, but I was like, wow. So yeah, we see Kane and Zion. They got in the rink with each other, and what I will say is Kane was getting the best of Zion, and to the point that Zion had to go get some brass knuckles and hit him in the old rib cage area. And the guy was like, "Wait, whoa, 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 brass knuckles, Zion? Like that's foul, Zion. The winner is Kane Tejada." I was like, okay. So then we see Kane and Noma leaving. And when they left, she was like, well, he's going to retaliate. So we need to be prepared for that. And I was just like, okay. So I'm still asking the question of why did she take Kane when Davis is his attorney? You wouldn't have to deal with retaliation if, never mind, girl. Never mind. Speaking of Davis, because Davis, when she said for Kane to go talk to Zion, Davis was like, okay, since y'all gonna do that, I'll just go talk to Wiley and work things out with Wiley, right? So Davis came back and told her like, hey, I did talk to Wiley, you're good because your bid is not in jeopardy. Basically, because Wiley is crooked as well. I was like, wow, everybody now is just crooked. Cool, I guess, right? I guess. So then I called this. I definitely called this one. Noma gave the puss up to Davis. Am I shocked? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because like I said, we saw that coming. I saw that coming from a mile away. I really, truly did. But we'll pause here, you guys, and we're going to move forward, shall we? All right, you guys, so next up, we started the episode up with Tariq. So we saw Tariq. So Tariq was laying on the floor. And we get flashbacks to what happened at the party. And like I said, I knew it was going to happen. I still think it was a dumb move, and it kind of proved to be a slightly dumb move, but it also kind of worked in Tariq's favor just a little bit, right? So him and Anya, they had sex with each other. I was like, Tariq, bruh, you already got in a predicament with Diana. She pregnant. She's saying it's yours. So you're going to go over here and sleep with Anya, huh? I know that's a big fu to Noma, but I was like, okay. I mean, I guess, I guess. And he ended up getting Anya's number. I was like, oh, this is gonna work out perfectly. Then we see Brayden with his little girl, and she wakes up and she pops a pill. He's like, wow, it's pretty early in the morning for that, ain't it? Coming to find out, little mama got sickle cell. I was like, wait a minute, you got sickle cell and you over here doing coke? Okay. She said it helps her with the things that her medicine causes, like depression and all this kind of stuff. I was like, girl, I don't. Never mind. If you say so, I like. If you like it, I love it. I don't care. Now, moving on to Tariq and Brayden, right? So Tariq told Brayden that he was with Anya. And he was like, wait, whoa. I thought she looked familiar, but Norma's daughter. He was like, yep. Brayden was like, you need to cut that shit the fuck off. I was like, absolutely. Then he also told him that Diana is pregnant and he don't know what his next move is. He said, well, what your next move need to be is ending things with Anya and talking to Diana. So then we went to DC Tariq. He went to go see Diana. And, she's like, you tried to shoot me last night. And I was like, excuse me, Diana? You are the reason that Tommy went after Tasha. And Tariq said this. So what in the F to the U to the C to the K did you expect, Diana? Girl, shut up. And so he asked her, how do you know that this is my baby? Because you was clearly fucking that nigga Salim last semester. She's like, Tariq, when I had sex with him, I used a condom, but you and I didn't use a condom. I was like, so did you plan this? Because it sounds a little premeditated, baby girl. Because it sounds like you had a little exit strategy. And she says, because she then said to Tariq, like, you ain't, she ain't trying to put no baby on him, and because he would be her last choice. I'm like, obviously not, sister girl, because granted, y'all slept together one time, but you and Salim was using a condom every time, and you just one time just said, I'm gonna have sex with Tariq, and I ain't gonna use no condom. Girl, that sounds like you tried to pin a baby on him. That sounds like it was an insurance policy. Let's just be real with each other, Diana. That sounds like an insurance policy. If I ain't never heard of an insurance policy with a baby before. Okay. But she did say that, if she does have this baby, the people in the baby's life, she wants to be clean. I was like, do that include your motherfucking mama? Does that include your mama? Your other, well, Kane ain't fucking with y'all, so yeah, he don't count right now. But does that include your mama? Does that include Monet, mean ass Monet? Now, moving back over to Brayden, right? Brayden, he went to go see Zion, right, to do for a re-up, and Zion was like, "Wow, I wasn't really expecting you for a re-up so soon, right?" So Zion did mention that since Davis introduced Tariq and Brayden to him, that he's feel like people has been keeping stuff from him, right? And he knows about the Russians and their product being taken, and he's just trying to figure out, like, so who is supplying the Russians now? And so Brayden spilled the beans that it's some British bitch named Noma, and Zion bear hugged that nigga, and he's like, I believe you. I was like, this dude is crazy. This nigga is crazy. So he's like, I believe you. He said, see you, Tiny Tommy. I was like, you ain't wrong about that. When he's definitely, and that's the one thing I will say, I do not like, but we've been seeing it for quite a while. If you haven't, I've been seeing it for quite a while. What they were doing with Brayden and Tariq, they are rewriting them as Ghost and Tommy. I wonder, well, I was about to say, I wonder what they're going to do with the Power Origins, but I mean, this show is over, so. But I do, I do believe that what they're doing is they're going to bring the original Power back. I have a feeling about that, right? Especially after that video that Joseph Sikora released, when he was stating that Tommy's story is ending, but, Ghost never died and stuff like that. I really do believe that they're going to bring people from this cast over to another show. And so, I think that's what they're going to end up doing. I do believe that's what they're going to end up doing. But we'll see. We'll see. Because I don't, yes, I know, because it's kind of interesting that they're ending this show in Force. So the only thing that's going to be left is Raising Kanan and Origins, and we don't know when Origins is coming. So I don't think that they're just going to leave us empty. I think that they're going to do something else. I could be wrong as well, but hey, we shall see. Now, we see Tariq. Tariq was at his party, right? And Noma came there talking with Kane and some other people talking about you violated our agreement, Tariq. Tariq told him, hey, babe, I ain't done nothing, man. And, what's her name? Noma was like, Tariq, you violated the agreement. So Kane took one of them water bottles and undid the cap and saw the thing, saw the drugs at the bottom. Like, I know this little nigga, how this nigga operates. Kane, you have such, and I mean such, the hard on for Tariq, and I don't get it. But hey, it is what it is, right? I think Teresa's saving grace was the fact that Anya came in and she's like, Mom, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, wait, this your mother? And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry, Tariq. And I was like, ooh. He kind of played that one off perfectly, right? Because she can't touch him at this point, because if she touches him, Anya will know about her business. And that's exactly what she told Kane. She was like, I can't wait to see his body go cold. He was like, I can make that happen. She's like, no. She says, I have to come up with a different plan so that way Anya is still none the wiser about my business. I was like, girl, I don't think that's going to happen. But hey, we shall see. So then we see Tariq. So Tariq is asking the DJ, like, where is Brayden? He's like, he's backstage. Brayden is backstage. I was like, my God, he's back there sniffing at the white girl. And I was like, oh my God. So Tariq told Brayden, like, yo, Noma and Kane was just here. He's like, what? And so, he said, they know about the business and everything. And so then, old girl brought her ass out. I was like, stay back there, baby girl. And, Tariq's like, what the hell is she doing here? And he was like, she knows, she figured it out on her own. And Tariq was like, she's a drug addict. I don't trust her. And Brayden was like, don't call her that. I was like, Brayden, if the shoe fit, you and her both need to wear that damn thing. So Brayden and Tariq got into an argument with each other. And I was like, I knew that this was going to happen. This is a la Tommy and Ghost with Holly 2.0. This is Holly 2.0 only in the melanated form. This is melanated Holly. Brayden really needs to drop melanated Holly. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's what we're gonna call her, from going for a melanated Holly. So we see Brayden. So Brayden is back in melanated Holly's dorm room, right? And he's upset that Tariq isn't answering his calls. So he's like, he apologizes to melanated Holly, talking about, Tariq is not normally like that. He's not such, he's not always such a dick. But she said, I knew he was a dick when I first met him. And then melanated Holly talked about the fact that she put acid in Tariq's water bottle. I was like, girl, why would you do that? That is stupid. So Brayden had to run out and go to the dorm to find Tariq. And Tariq now I don't know what acid is. I mean, I know what acid is, but I don't know if it's a high or, well, I don't know if it's a high or what. But I know it's like hallucinogenic. Like, now that is something y'all can keep. I'll stick to the good old, edibles, the good old trees and stuff. That acid stuff, I will never touch. Acid, coke, meth, those are things that I would never in my life touch. No, sir. No. So Brayden stayed with Tariq the entire time, because at one point we see, as I guess Diana and Tariq were supposed to be living together, the son came in, ran up to Tariq, and then we saw Kane. Kane was there, had a gun, and shot it. And then, in a strange change of events, this was the mid-season. No, not the mid-season finale. This was a repeat of the finale of the original Power when Ghost was at Truth and Tariq came in, and we know what happened with that one. I was like, what the hell is going on here? I was like, is this like gonna be like a repeat where instead of Tariq popping his daddy, his son is gonna pop him like he popped his daddy? I was so confused, but he eventually came back to, right? So then we see as him and Brayden are talking, right? So Brayden is telling Tariq, like, now that Noma knows about the business, we got to figure out somewhere else, something else to do. Tariq was like, no, we're gonna stick to what we've been doing. And he also said, Brayden also told Tariq, like, hey, I let Zion know about Noma, but he's not gonna say anything. I was like, Brayden, never mind. Okay, that's your white side coming out. So now I will say I was kind of confused with this scene. I know Tariq was talking about there are some good sides into his dad and some bad sides of his dad that are within him. So he needs to tap into those sides to become the apex predator. I believe that's what he said. And he still is out for blood, but what he needs is leverage. So he sent a text message to Anya asking her, is she busy? She texted him back, yes. But then she texted him back with this weekend question mark. So I don't know what Tariq's plan is with Anya, but we shall see. Who do you guys think will ultimately survive this iteration of Power, right? And like I said, I do definitely believe that we're going to get another version. I just don't see them ending both Power to Ghost and Force, right? And not consolidating some kind of way. Because everything else will be in the past. We won't have anything present day. Just, so that's what I'm thinking. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys think. We'll pause here and wrap up the episode. So the episode, we continue with the Tejadas. Now we see Diana. So Diana is calling Salim, just, wanting to thank him. I was like, girl, good luck with that one. That man is DEAD. So we see that Monet made a whole breakfast for them. I was like, oh, so this one we're going for Mommy Dearest, Mommy of the Year award. Girl, too little to wait, too little to wait. So Kane came in asking, like, man, what the fuck they doing here? And she was like, he's like, man, I ain't got nothing to say to them. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself the entire time, it's like, Kane, buddy, have you forgot that you yourself also wanted to take out Monet? But you mad at your brother? And I feel like with Kane is, you're more so mad at Drew and Diana because one, they did it without you. Two, they almost succeeded in their plan, whereas you can't do it because you are such a mama's boy. So I was so confused, but Monet's telling them like she wants a reset, and Kane said, the only reason why I didn't take them two out was out of respect for you, Monet. So he says anything that he do will be on his own terms. And I was like, again, Kane, I'm really thinking that you forgot that y'all have all had y'all issues with y'all mama. So what's so different about Drew and Diana? I don't understand, right? He said, oh, and I hear that congratulations are in order to you, Diana. He says, but let me tell you this right here, that playing house with that motherfucker, the one motherfucker that fucked up this family, it ain't gonna be a good thing for her. And I was like, as much as I hate to agree with him, I don't hate to agree with him, but as much as I agree with that, right? And even Monet agreed with it, right? So she told Diana and Drew that, they let a lot of outsiders into the family business, i.e. Tariq and Noma, and they need to cut them out. And I was like, good luck with that one. So Drew says, when it comes to this whole family thing, I'm just gonna do my own thing away from the family. So he ended up leaving, right? So Monet said to him, like, you got a problem with the business? He says, no, I don't have a problem with the family business. He said, my issue is you, and until you admit it, then he's out. So then they left Diana and Monet at the house with themselves, right? So Monet told Diana, like, when it comes down to you being pregnant, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but, she wants things to be better for the family and even for her grandchild. I was like, wait a minute. You screwed your kids over. You really did a number on your kids. So you want a redo with this grandbaby. Good girl. I would keep that woman as far away from my child as I could. So then we see Drew as he went to some art gallery, and he was talking to the woman, and she told him how they showcased up and coming artists twice a year, and she would be willing to showcase some of his work after he showed it to her. So then we see Monet and Drew. So she called him down to the bar, and she's telling him, like, I know you're out there looking for your own place. She said, you can stay at the house. I meant what I said when I said family first. And Drew was like, you are sick. He was like, you using this family first. And that was what Poppy used to say. And you are the one that took Poppy out. Now, let's be real about it with Drew. Drew, it ain't really that you mad about Poppy. You are mad about Poppy, but you're more so mad that she made you take out your boyfriend. Let's just keep it real with each other. Be real with each other. So she told him, that he was right. She told him he's right? That she put the business before the kids. And I was like, wow, she's finally admitting that she ain't ish as a mother, right? But she says, going forward with the business, it works for the family, not the other way around. So Drew's like, and she said, we need product. Drew's like, I know where we can get some. She's like, okay, so you back in? He said, I'm not back in, but I do need money for my art stuff, so it'll be a one and done. And I was like, where are you gonna get the drugs from, Drew? Then I thought about it. I was like, you would be a stupid person to go and try to steal from Noma. Because I finally put two and two together. And that's exactly what this fool wants to go and do. But we'll get to that in just a minute. Then we see Diana. So Diana went down to a chapel. I was like, girl, when is the last time you've been to the chapel? But there was a lady there talking to her, asking her who was she like an accountant for. She said, for my father, my brother, and a friend. I was like, you know Salim dead? Because I noticed who she was talking about was for Salim. So, but nope, that ain't who she was talking. That ain't who she was talking to, right? But the woman asked her, when is her son due? She was like, I'm not showing. She's like, you're showing here. Now, I'm not gonna make any jokes because I know that I know some older women can tell when women are pregnant. So I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, woman, she barely a day pregnant, and I'm not even gonna sit here and say nothing. Because in my family, like one of my cousins was pregnant, she wasn't like, my grandmother kept telling her, girl, you are pregnant. And she was like, I'm not pregnant. And 9 months later, what happened? She had a baby. And my grandmother kept telling her she was pregnant. So my grandmother, and crazy thing is, she never showed. Like, you guys know, I know people don't never believe that when they say women don't know that they're pregnant, but my cousin went throughout her entire pregnancy and did not know she was pregnant. Like, she stayed the same size the entire pregnancy. So I know my little cousin, he was packed in her. But like I said, so hey, it is what it is, right? So then after that, we see as Drew and mean ass Monet, they're talking to some guys. So I was correct. They want to hit one of Noma's shipments. I was like, oh my God, this is stupid, but let's go with it. Let's run with it. The guys were a little bit hesitant until mean ass Monet reared her ugly head. I was like, if y'all niggas down or what? I was like, Monet, smile, lady. That lady just don't have a smile bone in her body. So then we see Diana. So she was talking to Tariq, and she let Tariq know, like, hey, I'm keeping the baby. And he was like, you know what? He wants to do this. And so she said, well, I'm having my first ultrasound tomorrow. Do you want to come? He said, sure. And then we move over to mean ass Monet and Drew as they're getting ready to take this product, right? So they taking people out left and right, left and right. And then out of nowhere pops Creepy Don. I was like, nigga, where did you come from? And I was so confused because they put them up against the truck, but they never once handcuffed them. So I was like, are y'all gonna arrest them or no? Even Monet was like, are y'all about to arrest me? And so he said, no, we're not about to arrest you. I was like, so what's the plan here? So the plan is to let them do whatever they gon', they can still sell the drugs and whatnot, and they can take out as many bad guys as they want, but they can't touch any innocent civilians. So if they touch a civilian, then either Creepy Don and his task force will come and take them out, or they'll arrest them and put them in jail, right? So then one of the guys that is with them, I guess he shot an innocent person and took that person's life. And I was like, he was like, well, can I go home to my family? I was like, you gonna go home to your family, all right? In a goddamn body bag. And Creepy Don said, pop, and popped him. And then he wants his cut. I was like, so you're a shady cop? I'm so confused. You know what? Never mind. So then Drew was like, well, what's to stop us from turning you in? And the woman was like, who do you think they're gonna believe? A highly decorated cop or y'all niggas? And Monet was like, shut up, bitch. I was like, you know what, Monet? That is the first time that I actually agree with you. Bitch, shut up. So yeah, Creepy Don wants a cut. And I was just like, never mind. We're gonna let it be. Then we end the episode with Diana and Tariq. And this is why I say this episode was so anticlimactic. I am so shocked. We're almost at 40 minutes. You guys, I did not expect for this video to be 40 minutes long. But Tariq and Diana saw the little blip of the baby. She still is on this whole tip of she wants everybody that's in the baby's life to be, clean. I was like, but again, your family ain't clean. Tariq is telling her like, yo, I can protect you and the baby. I gotta be on top. She was like, goodbye, Tariq. I was like, girl, your mother is still in the business. So that means you're gonna have to ditch your whole entire family. And you ain't got no money. You know what? Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. That was the mid-season finale of Power Book 2. Ghost, you guys. If I missed anything, leave it in the comment section below, you guys. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I really hope that the next 5 episodes are better than this one episode right here, because this episode was not it. But we'll be back on September 6th, you guys, for the last 5 episodes of Power Book 2 Ghost. I'll see you guys in September for the last 5 episodes. Bye, y'all.